Al saves pennies. He agreed to give 5/9 of his pennies to Bev if she would give 5/9 of what she got from Al to Carl, and if Carl in turn would give 5/9 of what he got from Bev to Danny. Bev, Carl, and Danny agreed, and Danny received 875 pennies. How many pennies did Al have initially? Now it's a fraction problem. I am going to do it visually, and you have to understand the question. So Al gives 5/9 to Bev. Bev, whatever she receives, she gives 5/9 of those to Carl, and then Carl, whatever he receives, he will give 5/9 to Danny. Now Danny ended up getting 875 pennies. So let's see how we can work on this problem. I'm going to make a table first. So here, I'm looking for Al's number. I do know how many pennies Danny received. That's given. And that helps me a lot. Now, this must be, this must be 5/9 of the total number of pennies that Carl received. So I'm going to make another little fraction strip, right? So I'm going to make another a fraction strip. This is a fraction strip. And let's say we are talking about Carl here. This is all the pennies that Carl got. And we do know 5/9 of those. So 5/9, let's see how I can shade 5/9. This many. This is what Danny got. And Danny got 875. So I'm going to divide 875 by 5, and I'm going to find out what I get. When you divide 875 by 5, what do we get? And I am using my calculator. 175. So this is 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. This is what Danny got, and that's fine. All of the remaining four white little rectangles, they all represent 175 pennies. So how many did Carl have? Well, Carl had a strip that had 9 parts, and each part is worth 175. So I'm going to take 175. Let me do the calculation here. This will probably help. I'm going to take 175. I'm going to multiply it by 9, and let me see what I get. 175 times 9 is 1,575. So this is 1575. So I'm going to put 1575 here. I'm going to repeat the process. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to take 1575 divided by 5. I'm using my calculator. I'm getting 315. So now I'm going to use the same table, but the numbers are changing. I'm going to take 1575 divided by 5, and I am getting 315. So this is all 315. I'm using the same strip because it's still 5 9s. Now, this is what this number, 1575, must be 5 9s of all the pennies Bev had. That this whole strip represents Bev's original number. Each cell of this strip is 315. So I'm going to take 315 and multiplied by 9. And I'm going to find out what it turns out to be. 315 times 9. And of course, it's a large number. It's 2,835. This turns out to be 2,835. 2,835. I'm going to put that number here. 2,835. I'm going to go check. I just want to make sure I'm not entering the wrong number. Nope, that sounds about right. 2,835. Now, I'm going to repeat the same process, right? Once again. So I'm going to take 2,835 and divide it by 5 because that number, 2,835, is 5 9s of Al's money. Let's say this strip now, whole strip represents Al's money. And this is the part that Al gave Bev. And this part, the pink part, must represent 2,835. So I'm going to take 2,835 and divide it by 5 like before. And I'm getting 567. So each cell is 567. And I'm not going to write it 567. I'm going to write a few more 567. Now, if 2,835 is 5 9s of Al's pennies or money in this case, really. So I'm going to use that to find the value of each cell. If each cell is worth 565, I need to find the value of the whole strip, which is made of 9 cells. And I'm going to basically do what I've been doing, multiply 567 by 9, and what do I get? 567 times 9. 5,103. And that's the total number of pennies Al originally had. Now, you can easily check your work, and I will check my work. So let's see how we can check our work. So I am going to take Al's amount and find 5 9s of that, and I hope I'm going to take Al's amount, I'm going to go back and forth if you don't mind. So 5,103, 5,103 times 5 9s, 2,835. So far, so good. Now take your 2,835 find five nines, and we get 1,575. Well, that's what we got for Carl. Good sign. So far, so good. And I'm going to find five nines of 1,575. And I'm getting 875. And that's exactly what the question said Danny received. So I kind of know I am correct. That's my answer right here.